to another episode of Auburn-Opelika Riders Spotlight, and today we have the one and only Levi Cole here to talk a little bit about what got him into cycling and what he's doing and what he's going to be doing. So Levi, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What got you into cycling?
Well, my mom, years ago, I didn't really do it much, but she rode, and then she kind of took me with her once a month. And so my mom kind of got me into it, and then we moved here, and the NICA, the high school race team, I kind of joined them, and that's been 4 years. And then now, it's about it. Wow. It's not that complicated.
Yeah. And then you and I met because you were actually an apprentice here at the shop for a while.
Yes, sir.
You came on and you trained as a mechanic, and we'll touch on that a little bit. So you were an apprentice here, but you were also a mechanic over at James Brothers Bikes.
I worked over there 4 years, 3.5, 4, right. Something like that.
So Levi, as being a mechanic and getting to work on bikes, knowing components, did that shape on how you built up some of your own bikes or components you liked or didn't like?
Yeah, being a mechanic actually really helped with that, because you kind of learn what you like, what you don't like, what's works well, what doesn't. So, and then also in a race situation or something, if something happens, you know what you can do, you know how to fix it. Because I've seen some people, some of these pro racers never worked on bikes before, and something happens and they can't do anything. So that's actually saved me a lot.
What college are you going to?
Milligan University.
And you're going on a rider's scholarship, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with that scholarship, what disciplines are you riding for the school?
So for only mountain biking, all the disciplines in mountain biking, downhill, dual slalom, I'm doing that. I'm getting into that, and just recently rode. This is my first year racing road, and really thoroughly enjoyed it.
So with college, what are you taking up in your studies?
I'm a mechanical engineer right now, but I'm switching to electrical engineering.
Oh, first year of racing, collegiate racing. Did you have goals set for yourself, or what were your plans this first year?
I was kind of just figuring everything out, because in the college series, I've come to realize this next year, it's harder than just USA Cycling Nationals, because you have so many international students that are racing, and they're crazy fast. We have Cole Punchard. I've raced him a lot. I've never come close to him. Okay. So you have to race people like that who are international, and he's just finished top 5 in the latest World Cup, and it's wow. He's crazy.
Yeah.
And with that, so I just kind of use that first year to figure out, just get my feet wet, kind of see what this is all like, and it went pretty well for the first year. Mm-hmm. I think this next year I want to win mountain bike conference, the overall. I want to try that. I think I was top 5 last year.
So that's a goal of yours coming into this next season.
Yes, sir.
Do you find riding with that caliber of rider, helps elevate your riding, or does it change how you train, or?
Yeah, so our team is very motivated. I mean, they won nationals last year for road, for the time trial. They're really strong. I'd say we probably have with all of our guys, probably one of the strongest collegiate teams. So getting to train with some of these guys who are over racing in Europe and stuff on the regular, it's really nice. It's helped me improve a lot. And so just the training and just trying to keep up with them, and then how they train, you get to ride along with them and train with them pretty much every day. So it's it helps a lot to train with people that'll just drop you whenever they want.
So talking about training, once again, I have the opportunity. I see you out. You ride in my neck of the woods out in Opelika. We were just talking about that, but you put in some serious training hours. I know I see you out quite a bit, and I see when you're coming back a lot of times. What's an average training week look like for you in some of your prep and stuff? You don't have to give away all your secrets.
No, I don't care. I mean, it really depends. Right now in the season, it's kind of that weird in between where I'm doing more closer hours to what I do during base season, but it's really more just intense training, a lot more intervals, VO2 max, just basically keeping your engine turned on, keeping it running. And base season, that's probably 15-hour weeks, 18 most this week I'm in right now.
Okay.
And it's it's nothing crazy, but then during my base season, I'll be doing 25. I think I did do one of my biggest weeks ever over spring break in college this past year. It was 28, 29 hours. It was 530 miles.
Wow.
did it with one of my friends. It was a good time, especially in the mountains. It's so much more fun to train in the mountains.
So you're in your break from school right now.
Yes, sir.
What's your next event coming up?
Hopefully Mountain Bike Nationals next weekend.
Okay,
so,
where's that at?
Bear Creek, Pennsylvania.
Oh, there you go. Right on. What do you like about biking? What makes you get out and put in these miles and ride beyond the racing and get you to go out?
Yeah. I mean, I really like winning, but I mean, I don't.
Hey, that's
I don't do that as.
That's a good answer.
I don't do that as much as I used to now that I'm like with the higher guys. So, but I really just like another thing, just like the training aspects, like the grind, having to go out and like when it's like cold, like training, put in big hours, all that stuff. Like it's like not fun all the time, but
yeah,
it's you kind of like build an appreciation for yourself, like what your body can do, and it's
sure.
kind of it's cool. And then I just really like racing.
Yeah,
I like to just race elbow to elbow, just see what you can do.
Yeah, when you talk about going out on longer rides or riding in rain or foul, when I saw you the other day when you were stuck in the rain, some of my rides, myself personally, not that I'm racing, but when I go out and I'm doing a long ride, and if the weather's bad or you're in the mud, when you make it back, there's a sense of accomplishment that I always thought when you suffer or you're hurting or you're doing a long ride, it's pretty rewarding just to come back. It's sadly you want to go out and do it again and suffer some more, but yeah, no, I understand that.
I know about everything. I'd say getting caught in the rain is like my least favorite thing about riding.
Yeah, I understand.
I'll sit there and like if it's a hot day, I'll like be dumping ice water all over myself, perfectly fine. But I get caught in the rain, it's like I just automatically just start not enjoying it. So
yeah. You got any interesting stories that have to do with either racing or training or something that could have happened to you?
One that just like it like sucked in the moment, but like it's really fun. One of my good friends, Trevor, goes to college. He's a professional. He races for a road team right now, and during the winter, it's like we have like a week or two where it's like insanely cold up at campus, but most of the time it's not. It was like I think it was like 15 to 20 degrees like when we were riding, and then our campus sits at 2,000 like 1,600 feet. And we were like, hey, let's be a guy today to climb it to like 5,500 feet. So we do a ride. The road is just like fully frozen, like snow covered everywhere, and we're going like 2 miles an hour, like 300 watts just to stay upright to get up this mountain. And like it was 15 degrees at the base, so we didn't know how cold it was, but it was like freezing. All of our bottles froze.
Wow.
Like we couldn't, like we were dehydrated, and then we had like a 20-mile descent back down to like the nearest gas station. And that was like the most pain I think I've ever been in. We were both kind of like going through it, and then we get in that gas station, it was like just massive reward.
So that's one of those things where it's a terrible ride, but in the end you did it.
Yeah,
you made it through. Your toes were probably stinging.
Yeah, I know, it was bad.
All right, so this is the portion of the show where we talk about the rider's bike. So Levi, thanks for bringing your bike along. So tell us what you're riding right now.
Yeah, this is the Canyon Aero Road SL. With the first road bike, one thing I've always been like an aggressive rider, so I like being in that aggressive position, like my mountain bike set up like that, like longer stem, kind of far back. And so when I first got on a road bike, I like the aggressive position. It kind of puts you in. It's more of like go fast. It just wants to go fast. The Di2, this is my first ever time running Di2. Or any of the electrical Shimano shifting. I really like it. It feels great. It's something I've messed around with a bit. I'm a big fan of the SRAM wireless stuff, and then so coming to this, it's been kind of nice to like ride a lot of another component, so you kind of get to know how other things work. Yeah.
What length is that stem? Do you know off the top of your head?
120.
Wow.
120. That's what they are. That's it's the integrated aero stem and bars. And yeah, I like that kind of, like with climbing, it's good because you can get leverage on it, and if you have to stand up or sprint, but then also like just on flat races, you're able to like kind of tuck in and be able to still push power and go fast. And not UCI legal, but I've had to change it a few times.
I got it. So tire-wise, do you like the 5000s?
Yeah, I had the Vittoria courses on before, and my roommate Matthias, he's like swears by these, and they're really, and so I ran them. They're one of the fastest tires that are out there right now. Yeah. So it's like they're really nice. They're comfortable. They're really light. They surprisingly don't flat that easy. I've flatted them like once or twice.
Yeah, nice. And you run a Garmin
Yes, sir.
head unit? Okay. What unit's that? Is that
830.
830.
Touchscreen. Yeah.
So you can download maps into that
Yes,
one,
sir.
correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And you like the Garmin? That's,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've ran both Garmin and Wahoo.
Okay.
The only thing that I like Wahoo a little bit more is because they have a music screen on it now that you don't have to pay extra for. So like to have a music screen, you have to have the 1050, and
Okay.
it's like that's one thing where it's like I always listen to music when I ride, and
Okay.
just being able to like change songs or just see what's coming up on the screen. That's something that's like I really want.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I want to play around with ceramic speed because like when I worked at the bike shop. I've worked on it plenty of times, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
So you also see like the Kogel like rear derailleur jockey wheels, and those look pretty cool.
Yep.
I don't know if I'd ever run those, but I mean, wouldn't hurt to try it out.
There's a price point there
Yeah,
for sure,
they're
right?
expensive.
Okay. And one of the goals we talked about earlier is you're putting out that hopefully you can get into that.
I want to try and get on a team just because getting bikes and having support and like actually having a team for racing, because I did a few races outside of college on road without a team, and it's kind of hard being a solo rider and then racing other guys with teams.
Sure.
So just do something like join a team and just having that aspect. But it's kind of hard for me right now because I'm a first year racing road, and I started as a Cat 5. You have to have like most teams are Cat 1 or Cat 2 maybe. I'm a Cat 3 right now, so in that few months I'll be able to Cat 3, but it's looking like it's probably like next year kind of thing. So
Right. To get to that point.
yeah, to get to the point where teams will
Cat.
actually like, and I just don't have any results. So
Yeah, sure. But you're changing that by going out
Yeah.
and hitting the races, which is good for you. That's
sir.
awesome. Love to hear that. Well, Levi, thanks for coming in and thanks for bringing your bike. I know you're real busy, and we talked about trying to squeeze you in here before you travel. But once again, thanks for coming in. And everybody, keep tabs on Levi. Being a local racer, going to school. Just keep an eye out for big things to come from Levi, and we appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks again for tuning into this episode. Once again, next month we'll have another episode, and we'll be covering another rider. Thanks for tuning in.